Glass. Handle with care. I wonder what that is. What I'm doing today is the side doors finally. Dealing with the glass. I have brand new right and left side glass coming from Summit. I was gonna say tomorrow, but I think the next day, which I don't even know what day we are. I think Thursday it'll be here. Anyway, so right now I'm getting tonight off the regulators and undoing all the rivets from the factory, which is just 4 areas here, right there, and then just drill them out, and then I just use a punch and then drill them. The reason I'm pulling them out because I'm gonna restore them. I'm gonna just clean them up and then paint them, and then I'm gonna clean and pressure wash all in here really nice, all inside the door, and then give it like a scrubbing, all the basically prep the door and get it ready for what I'm about to do next, which is the sound deadening matting. I'm gonna put that on both sides of the doors on the insides, and then we're gonna test fit the glass with the trimming of the door and make sure the alignment and all that is nice and happy. But as far as door panels, I'm kind of in the air with that. So I'm gonna find out what I have. I know I had ordered some things long time ago. I'm gonna find out what seals I need, or if I have them already, which is like the door seals. So what you want to do is put on all the seals and all that before finalizing on paint, because you want to make sure everything lines up and the door closes the way it should before paint. So that's where I'm at with it. Glass. Handle with care. I wonder what that is.
Well, let's open it and find out.
Yeah.
Window.
There we go.
We passenger side window.
Looks like it. Brand spanking new. That's why I want it new, man, because you get that. Look, it's just,
Oh yeah.
you can't. You know, the old ones were all beat up, yellow looking. So
that's going in there today.
we're gonna try to see what we can go with it. And we had the other side that came in too. I gotta put some of the components together, the regulators, clean them up, and then we'll see where we go from there. All right, so I went ahead and earlier today power washed both of the doors and the insides of it, so they were super dirty and had all this dirt and just crud and stuff collecting from over the years, and just from the car sitting without windows. Even though it's in the shop, it's just take my word, it was dirty. Cleaned it up, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put the sound deadening on it right now. But here's before. Here's before on the sound, and that's without any panels, so we're just gonna kind of see a before and after. You can hear some of the deadening, you know. So we'll see the change once it's all completed. But these are the Gen 2 CTS Cadillac latches, so that should sound different from just the original equipment. This right here, I put the F-body, 4th gen F-body striker. Let me put the sound deadening, and then I'll get back. I'm putting together, trying to assemble both doors on the Bandit, and I'm gonna go ahead and refurbish all this pieces. These are the manual tracks, and I got the electric conversion that I'm gonna do for it, but I'll share that when I get there. Right now, what I'm gonna do is clean up all these brackets. You see, look all nasty and ugly. Cleaned all these up and then put new grease on them. Get them all cleaned up and nice. Clean all the rust up. basically rebuild them. And I did run into a snag though. I'm missing some pieces like on this here. I can't remember if I had them initially. It's been too long that the project's been going. And I'm missing this piece for that side. And I don't know if this piece even belongs to this setup, or if it's on the newer ones, or if it's on the power window from the factory ones. I guess I'll be finding that out. So I'm either gonna look online for used parts and see if I can locate that. And then I'm missing this bracket for this side. So I'm missing this bracket for the driver's side. I'm missing that rail arm for the passenger side. Let me go show you how all this is turning out. So I'll put the matting all inside there. It's a pain in the butt to get it in there, but look at that, real nice, man. And then what I'm gonna do is put it all on the outside out here too. I'm gonna put a pause on that first though, because I have some plans for the door panel. So I don't know if I'm gonna do it. It's not set in stone quite yet, but I have plans to do something different for the sides. But let me show you the difference, why you want to decide to do all this. See, these are the 08 Cadillac CTS latches. So look how ultra smooth that is. You know, it's just sheesh. Let me show you this. Let me show you the passenger side, what you're looking at here. Watch, look how it closes here. You hear that metal chime? Look at this. Yeah, if you can't tell, that's the difference. If you can't tell and hear the difference from what that side sounds like to this side, then I don't know what to say. I'm gonna keep trucking along, and then I'll bring it back whenever I get this cleaned up. I'm super stoked, man. Very excited. Woo! Let's go. So before I finished it all off completely, we went ahead and did this side. I'm missing this piece right here for this side, and I'm missing this piece right here for this side. Yeah, that's what it is. That one goes on that, and I need that one to go on that one. So I can't finish one or the other side, but I was just showing. Look how much extremely nice that is. You take a little elbow grease, take a little bit of time, and I didn't sandblast none of this. So if y'all were wondering, you can do it with just your wire wheel, a little bit of scraping. This here, like I power washed it initially. All this grease is just so hard and so old that it took, you could literally scrape it off. You can chip it off, literally. But look at this right here. This is what we started out with right here. Put this together. Watch. I'll lay this here. That's what we started out with. Look at that. Take a little time. You care for your car. This is a processes that make all the difference from all the other ones. Look at this right here. Up close. Look at that, just nasty. And it affects how smooth and how rough your track moves, your rollers. How that rolls. Look how easy this is right now. I know don't have grease in there, but believe it or not, that creates drag, and all that drag ends up becoming a problem, you know. So now it's gonna get all new grease, and it's gonna get put together how it needs to be. I got these fillets, I forgot to change that, but those are gonna be new. These are the used ones. I've got new ones. But let me finish this side, and then we'll put it together, and then I'll show what it looks like after. My weekend came, and I finally got these all figured out and cleaned up. Good grief, that was a task. I'm not gonna lie. It probably took me, I think it was 3 nights to finish this, or maybe more. I don't know. But let me recap over with what we have going on. So I ended up finding I don't know if I've already mentioned it or not, but I ended up finding this piece for the driver, and one of my friends, my good friends, he's got this piece that I need for this side. So you know what? We are superb and ready to roll with a complete set. But let me show you how they cleaned up and what I did for this here. I ended up using the old rubber, how it holds on. It's got like a little nipple that goes inside in the center of the hole, right? I just ended up putting a grade 8 bolt and then just a nut in the back, and I'm gonna rock with it. So shouldn't go past where the stopping point for it. And we cleaned up all this, the tracks. I'm kidding you not, I had to chisel a lot of the grease. I mean, you're talking about years and years of buildup. So it's pretty amazing. I was like, wow, pretty intrigued by how that could take place like that. But these, I'm really satisfied how they function and work. The rollers, all that, all cleaned up really nice. And let me share with you this, a little bit of battle that I went through. So these felts right here, I had this right here, I already had bought a window trim kit that goes on the panels on the glass, right? And these suckers were pricey, but I already had these, so that was a plus for me. But let me share something with you. Let's start with the window felts. So these units, these window felts, and with the brackets, they're $100 and something for the set of 6. So if you have them, I would strongly recommend you restore them like I did. These are my originals, and replace the felts. These felts, now these felts alone were, I believe, 100 something. So what came with my kit for that window seal, it came with these, and I came to find out that all they were was just a piece of Velcro, the soft side, obviously. But before that, if you guys don't have the Velcro, don't want to get that, if you have a piece of carpet, you can put it on there and glue it on. So this is what came with the kit, and it wasn't wide enough. You can see how there's still some metal sticking out. I'm kind of picky about it, and instead of me cutting it, I went ahead and bought me a 2-inch strip of rolls of Velcro. So I use Velcro and stuff. I can you know, around the shop, I can put use for it in some ways. So I'll figure it out. But I just got the 2-inch, so I'm going to take these back off, and I'm just going to overlay it so it's actually covering the entire piece. That's just me. It doesn't need it because the tips actually roll in. You can see how they roll down, and it'll actually be okay. But that's just me. Now let me get to you. These are the biggest things. These pieces right here, you see these 4 pieces? They have bushings and whatnot with them. These, I cannot even figure out what the heck these are for. So I later found out that these were actually to tie down into the glass itself. That's where it bolts on with the 2 nuts. I stand corrected. They're just to fill in the holes. But these units were right at $230 and something with tax. I couldn't believe it, and I almost pulled the trigger and I almost bit the bullet and just said, you know what, just get them, because I didn't have them, right? Well, I did have them, and I found out that I'm gonna rebuild them. I was like, there's not much to them. They looked fine, and that's what I end up doing. So I'm gonna just use them and go with it. So we're gonna grease them up when I put it all in there back together. But the main ones that all you need are just basically these 2 right here. These 2, I couldn't tell you what you could even use those for. As you can see, it's just a hole. Here's my new glass, by the way. It's super nice, so I can't wait to get all this installed. But here's the deals. I just put them on so you can see what I'm talking about. But they're just holes right here. So the originals glass do not have these additional holes. This kit had them, and it has this hole and it has that hole for some reason. So I got me a grommet, and I'm just gonna put a grommets in those. For here, they're literally just open it's just open on the glass. I'll show you real fast. Take this off. It's just open, literally. No idea why. And these just went in there. They don't do nothing. So I imagine it's maybe to keep the glass from breaking, or I don't know. But anyways, I'm putting them back in, and I found out when I opened it just now that I have damage on my glass. So guess what? I have to get to the joy of returning this and going through all that process. So anyways, let me show you this, the side door. Check this out. So I went ahead and matted everything, and then I painted all this real nice, so it's all really super sharp. Don't worry, I am going to put the matting on the outside, but I have plans, so I'm gonna have to keep it at idle until I get to that point. But I am, when it's all finalized and ready to go, I will be putting the sound deadening. That's gonna do it for today's video. Covered up the window tracks and some of the pieces. I'm gonna keep it short, you guys. Stay safe and God bless y'all. May the path of righteous always lead your way. See you guys. Peace. Bye.